confidence of being me as your resource person. Like something, it is an honor for me, pero ikulbaan po ko eh. Actually, I am supervising the implementation of this mother tongue based multilingual education in TB in LE, but I am not directly somehow in contact with the learners now. But as to your questions, I will try my best. I can satisfy you. I can, pero kuam gini kanang moral gini nato gini ho ang kuan. It is not based on research, but my reply, my answers to your questions would be based on experience, acquaintances, and based on our work here. So it is not based on the book, no research, no. It's okay. This would be mainly on my personal opinion. Pero dili po 100% get personal opinion kay it is related lang po sa mga work. So ta. Pero masayod ko, kato na po ang i-kuhan. Pwede na pala yung edit ko. Edit eh. So, sige. Sa may sugod. Ano to? Or inyong i-video nyo na ang inyong question. I-video na lang inyong question. Sige, ready na ta? Ready na mo?
Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So, muna itong tanong na mo about multilingualism. So, what are the factors that affect multilingualism?
There are several factors that would affect multilingualism, and my reply to your questions, my dear ma'am and sirs, no, would be based on my experience. This would be my personal opinion, and based also on the nature of our work as teachers. There are many factors that would affect multilingualism. One is the parents and the environment, because the child learns his first language from his or her parents, no? And the people around him. So that is the first language, because the first language contributes the ability of the child to learn another language that would be the stepping stone. Otherwise, the child cannot learn other language without learning his first language, and the first language he learns is from his parents, father, mother, and the people around him. Maybe those people who are in close contact with this child, the lolo, the lola, the auntie, the uncle, no, and the friends. Secondly, formal education, or shall we say modeling. In our DepEd curriculum, this includes the MTB, MLE, the mother tongue based and the multilingual education. DepEd curriculum includes this MTB and MLE as a learning area for our learners, wherein they can learn formally the multilingual education. No? They learn our own dialect. For us here, Bulano, we learn the Sinigbuanong Bisaya, and then that is from kindergarten to grade 3. And when they go higher to other grades, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, they learn Filipino and English. So that would contribute to the multilingualism. No? And in formal education, they learn formally good, the structure of the language, and not only the structure, they also try to everything na comprehension, value inculcation to our children. So that is the second factor, formal education, and shall we say modeling, because our teachers would serve as the model in the learning of the language. And the third is the introduction from different media platforms. No? So we have this television. Our children, without teaching us how to speak Filipino or Tagalog, they learn Tagalog through the television, the shows, exposure for our children to the television, the Facebook and different gadgets, Twitter, Instagram, videos like that. Because in my experience also, my child who was not yet gone to school, 4 years old pa, but she can speak English already, no? There are simple straight English that she learns because of the videos, without knowing us and without us teaching her how to speak these things, but she can learn. So she can speak English, she can speak Tagalog, she can speak our Sinabuanong Binisaya, first language. So that is multilingualism already. So the different media platforms are contributors also in affecting the learners about learning multilingualism. No? And the third is maybe necessity, the necessity to learn. So our learners have to exert efforts to learn this language because it is necessary for them to learn this. So it's not only that because of formal education, because of the introduction of media, but there are things that they have to master this kind of languages because it is necessary for them to learn this. No? In the case of formal education, they have to learn this because for their own consumption, they value the learnings of this language. No, for example, learning Filipino. Learning Filipino is necessary for them. Kay atong objective there is for us the Filipino people to be united through our language. That is necessary. No, that is what I mean is the necessity to learn. There's also one friend whom I know that she's going to marry this kind of person, and she said, "Sir, I need to learn his language, otherwise we cannot understand each other." So, kaya ang lalaki is a German and she is a Filipina, so you have to learn his language so we can understand each other. So that is example of necessity, the necessity to learn the one, and sustainability also. It has to be sustained. In the case of our learners, they learn, they know that it is necessary, and it has to be sustained. No, and there are factors how to sustain this. Maybe the motivation of the child. So the learning of the language can be sustained because he himself or the child himself wants to know this language, wants to learn this language. And another way of sustaining this is through modeling yapon. No, our teachers would teach the language inside the classroom, but even if it is outside the classroom, our teachers models also still model the language, no? In my case here, just very simple lang, ang atong mga teachers, what they teach inside the classroom, if possible, when it comes to multilingualism, if possible, they can also model outside, no? For the teachers, I remind them that when they give instructions outside, kuhatong silig ka, pwede man na sa ato ang vernacular, no? Please, kuhatong silig. Pero if possible po, because sayon naman ang ato ang sinugbuhan ng binisya, because that is their murag somehow beginning first language. For those languages that needs to be mastered well by our teachers, for example the English language, so I encourage my teachers that when they give instructions even outside the classroom or whenever they meet with our learners, if possible they can express it in English language, no? Please get the brooms, please get inside. Kaya sayo naman oy mga bata, sulod mo. Pero ang atong third language somehow is the more difficult to learn and needs to be mastered well, needs to be modeled well. So I encourage my teachers to model even outside to sustain the learning of the language. So I think those are the things that I can share to you based on my experience and based on the experience of my work as a teacher, no? So to sum up, these are the factors that are affecting the multilingualism of our learners. First is the parents and the environment, the people around the child. The second is the formal education and modeling. The third is introduction from media platforms, learning from these different platforms. And the third is the necessity and the sustainability through modeling or through modeling and through practice. Okay, so I hope I have answered your questions, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Factors of multilingualism is that first for me, kanang environment, because sa mga bata, rakon sila sa unsay ilahang madunggan sa mga tao nga surround sa bata. So, they may good and may bad, na speak English, sa Tagalog, and also in our family. So, also factors in multilingualism, because sa family na dyan na sila permit sa tuwa. Pero most of the time, mas dako silang oras dito sa eskwelahan kung nag-face-to-face kata. Pero as of now, nga nakata sa pandemya, they are in a modular way. Kung elementary ni modular dito ang mga and then also sa environment, family, and community na to. Pero for me na po, ang mga bata, they can learn to speak English while watching sa television, watching in the bisan sa cellphone. They can they learn how to speak English na watching sa YouTube. Sila sa mga bata magtanaw sila sa YouTube, and then also kanang mga teleserye in our sa TV bitawag na ng mga English nga salida, na teleserye nga Tagalog. So although dili sila meet sila ang teachers pero dali raw ang mga bata maka-learn sa isang magtanaw sila sa mga YouTube, TV, also kay para na po multilingualism kay mag-use ito ng multiple languages, Filipino, Tagalog, Cebuano, Bisaya, nagaliban ng malasag, kita o Korean, sagutan sa rin. Nana. So, kay marami na sila o ng becoming a social phenomenon governed by the needs of globalization, the central openness. So, what else we have? Siguro na no?
Maadong ma'am, kami ang kanapi by sa kanapi and mag-interview me about sa multilingualism. Ang question is, what are unsa ko mga factors na naka-apekto sa multilingualism as a parent?
Sige, maayos medyo. Salamat sa inyong pag-array. So, as parent, una nga factors nga maka-apekta sa multilingualism. Una ka na media. Kanang mga bata na turon magsigitan o TV. So, sigitan o TV, makakita sila na, how na English? Labi na ng mga bata nga, sigitan o English. How di mo English ka na, no? Sige na magtanaw ato o ka ng pelikula, parehas na ng kanto. How ba ato to ang anak nito? How ba English? Ang ka na English mo din na, alit pa sa Encanto. Encanto nga sa Lida, mana siya nga marag, kamo na siya may English. Mura ko fluent ba siya may English? Sige o kuan. Kanya, usapod. Kana pong education di ay. O adto ka sa mga private, mas kuan din sila ito, mas mayo din sila sa English kahit sa hindi sila ay sa Bisaya kay ilang mga kuan ito ka ng language kay English language. Kaya nang ako anak kay isa kay ika sa private sa preschool. So marag kuan sa sa public niya labi na kayo may media kayo may TV ng mga bata kayo. Hindi sila kayo kaadyo kapag English. Bisaya rin sila pure. Kaya dito sila kasabot ko English. So na naghibok sila yun sila. Pero lumas na mga bata kapag kayo nakita ng TV lagi. Tagalog po. Napoy uban naman tanghal ang Tagalog. Pero ang English, di po. Kaya di mo maangay. Ito ang mas probinsyano. Probinsyano. O di ba man ito? Christiaya. First lady. Oo, kana. Maangay sila na. Nahagod sila na Hagod sila sa Tagalog. Di po sila sa English. Kaya di mo maangay ng Tagalog English. O na. O niya. Sa environment to. Isa po na environment. Isa susod sa family. So, kasagaran katong marag angat bitaw sa buhay, hagod silang English. Sige mag-English. Sabay, English speaking. Pero katong mga luiyon po, diya pinasagdan, Bisaya, pero pure, di ko sila kasabot, lahat po mga magkaka, wapoy kuan, kana educated, di ko educated, babalik, or elementary, kagipan. Na, Bisaya, di sila, di sila kaadto ka maong Tagalog or mo English. Ba noon siguro para na mo maoy din kanang karon food sa karong in TV sa education na karon mo affect pud ang kuan sa bata learning hindi sa ning in TV mo kanang at least ang TV okay ra na siya gamiton. Ang problema is ang mga language kung naggamit is always in TV. Mas mo angay din mo na English kung ka ang itudlo. Kaya ikuan mo muna, i-bridge mo muna sa extra. So, Bisaya. Kaya ako nagkuan mo ko na teacher ng kanya. Kaya lang ko. Kuan mo po publication, nagka po publication. Di ka mo in English, kaya English at Filipino na response, conference conference. Sure ka mo English kasi isang sentence, di ka ng grade 1 to grade 3 na bata, di ako sa grade 4, dyan mo di. But yun is what sa pag-English. English what? Sa mga upon sa mga dyan mo di. Di ka kung anong sentence na sakto, na may subject or alienation. Nagugay naman yung ka page, sa stick din ka. Kaya na, grade 1 to grade 3, inig, so what? So, balik. mas ganahan mo dyan niya ang tungkuan, English, ang libro. Kaya mo ako na Bisaya, English, na sa maestra. English sa maestra, ako din na English, ako din Bisaya. Pero kay Bisaya, ang libro, hindi na ka makagrade, yun sila kasabot yun. Eh, hindi mo, pero purong Bisaya, Bisaya din sila. Hindi na mo din, as to ano ko, no, as advisor sa code ko, ano, sa paper. But yun, bata, basta FTV, hindi na sila katibaw, mo, kailangan suwat, maayo din ko ka na. O okay na ang MTV, pero isa lang ka subject ay MTV ba? Di as a whole nga. Science, MTV. Math, MTV. Filipino rin, waka, Filipino may subject Filipino. And the rest, mauna to, MTV, mauna to. Kasi English, yung binalibo ko, ano sa subject. Kami magtungganhan guys, nagaganda din ako ang bata. Mauna. Mas ko, para na mas ganun ko nga. Ang MTV, sa subject. Hindi ka na ako. Mauna ko.
Thank you, ma'am.